Hey guys, April Melvin here, and today I'm spilling the tea. I'm going to tell you all of the juicy information about my book, baby, give you guys an update, and really it's just a confession of why it's taking so long. I'm pretty sure at this point, it took me less time to actually write the book. So stick around and I'll tell you where I'm at with my book. Okay guys, before we get to the good, the bad, and a little bit of the ugly, I just want to take a minute to thank you guys so much for checking out this video. And please, if you would, subscribe to my channel, click the like button, leave a comment in the comment section. Guys, this channel is really just designed for people who, are called. God's called them to do something, and this is about my own personal journey as well as some resources and tools and tips and tricks I've learned along the way, and some tattling on myself, really. There'll be some of that. So if that sounds like something that you would like to tune into, please subscribe to the channel. We put out new content on Fridays, and next week, I'm pretty excited about the video that we're going to have. But today, I'm giving you an update on my book, baby. So sometime last year in 2020, I decided to write a book. And I wrote it, and I got the first draft done, and in the editing process, it is a non-fiction Christian book. It is 15 chapters, 14 of which are different lies that Christians, mostly Christian women, tell ourselves. And so the title of the book right now is Lies. And it really is about shattering those lies. It's unconventional, it's raw, it's authentic. I tell some very open and somewhat embarrassing stories about myself and my husband. Don't tell him that. And it's a different way to look at some of these things that are, I think, constantly causing issues in the Christian faith. For instance, anxiety. I think that's a really great example. We have made anxiety normal in our culture. In fact, the lie is everyone has anxiety, or rather, I'm supposed to have anxiety. And so we walk through what anxiety is and the different ways we respond to it, and then how to combat it. So these are chapter nuggets. Again, it's not a deep dive into the issue of anxiety itself, but it is something that you could read, you could take away some truths and hopefully implement some of the things in your life. And those are the types of chapters we have. We have some on emotional, some on practical things, some on cultural things. So very excited about how the book is structured. Okay, so here was the mistake. I had decided I wanted to send this out to literary agents. I wanted to see if anybody out there would be interested in publishing it. So in researching how to send it out to literary agents, they require something called a query letter. What's a query letter, you ask? Well, it's basically the back cover of a book. It's the synopsis or theme of what the book's about. So I go to sit down and write this query letter, but because I hadn't planned the book out, I didn't have a cohesive theme. It was just 14 random topics that I felt compelled to write about. And so we have a major problem because I've got to figure out how to theme all of these chapters together. Craziest thing happened to write the query letter. I'm lying in bed, and all of a sudden it's 6 a.m. on a Saturday. I have not had my coffee, but the query letter drops into my head. And so I have to get up and write it. And it was all about, this idea that we tell ourselves these lies. We take ownership of these different lies in our lives, and doing so, we create all of these problems. And so the book is about shattering those lies. I loved the query letter, and I thought I was fantastic, but I didn't write about lies. I wrote about 14 random topics. And so the problem came in is now I have to take my 14 topics and I have to turn them into lies. So great examples, I wrote a chapter called Twisted Humility, and now I have to restructure it so that it's actually a lie. So that's where I'm at. I have the query letter done and a theme after the fact, which is fantastic. I am in the book proposal process, and part of the book proposal process is having a list of all of the chapters and then a brief description about them. So clearly that's where I'm at. I'm reworking all of my chapters because I did not plan very well in the beginning. And yeah, failure to plan, I plan to fail. So that's where I'm at. Once the book proposal is done, I do have the 3 chapters edited. I will ship them out to the 15 agents or publishing houses that I've identified. And then it's a waiting game. It's going to be anywhere from 3 weeks to 60 days, depending on who is looking at it. I really, guys, I don't have any thought or hope or delusion. Well, that's not true. There's a little bit of a delusion that somebody's going to love it, but I really anticipate self-publishing the book. So in addition to, or once that has been shipped out, I will start really researching all of the different elements to self-publishing a book. I already have the resources in place. I just need to go through the materials. So it's a lot of work, mostly because I didn't plan it. So an incredible learning curve. I've learned a ton. And we'll do better next time, because there will be a next time. I'm actually currently writing a fiction book, which I'm super excited about. And it's a whole different deal entirely. But, you know, now that I've identified myself as a writer, that's what I'm going to do. I love it. And as frustrating as this process was, and as hard as it was, guys, I wouldn't trade it for a single second. Doing something that I genuinely have a passion and desire for has been game changing. It has given me, you know, confidence and the ability to just put myself out there, which I really struggle with. So I'm so glad that I did it. I've learned a lot, but that's why it's taken me so long. Hopefully I'll get it out soon. In fact, by the time you guys see this video, I'm hoping that the book proposal will be done and ready to be sent out this weekend. So very excited to finally get it shipped out and get into the actual waiting game. All right, guys, so that's the tea. That's the reason why this has taken me so long to do. I hope that this was informative. I'm not really sure if it was helpful, maybe a little entertaining, but if this was, please give it a like, share, send a comment in the comment section. Let me know if there's a part of the process that you want a little bit more information about, whether it's, you know, what I should have done to structure the book in general, or what I'm working on with the fiction book. Let me know. And if you guys want to, please check us out on Facebook. Our group, our community is Mighty Mamas. It's just a place where we have some morning devotions. We share some funny, uplifting things throughout the day. Just a community of believers that love Jesus. So check that out. And then come back next week where I talk about my second favorite book. Of course, the first one's the Bible, but in my calling journey, the book that has been the most impactful outside of the Bible, of course, is the book, The Calling Journey by Tony Stoltz. And I will walk you through that and explain just how impactful it was. So that'll be next Friday. Oh my gosh, February the 5th. We're already in February. So see you guys next Friday.